Hey, happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well today. First off, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join me for a little bit of yoga. My name is Randy Evans. I'm a teacher with the Wheat Ridge Recreation Center here in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. And yeah, this is an online offering that will be 45 minutes long. It's going to be a Vinyasa level 1, level 2 class. I try to normally teach to a wide variety of ages and a wide variety of skill levels. So I'll offer different modifications and chances for you to go deeper into your practice today, or you can back off. The beauty of this online offering and kind of this time we're in, this gives you a chance to explore your practice at your pace and within maybe a more familiar environment that we're kind of used to here. So it is great to be here with you. A couple things at the start. I always try to make sure I have a kind of a playlist if you're the type who likes to practice along to music. So in addition to this video, I'll make available either via comment or a link attached with this video, a link to a Spotify playlist I created. So if you would like a soundtrack to kind of help tune out any external environmental noises, you can feel free to cue that up. Otherwise, you can just practice to the sound of your own breath or take in the ambient sounds of your environment here. Secondly, I'm a huge fan of props. So if you happen to have either a blanket or I'm just a huge fan of just grabbing a simple bath towel. This is what I've personally been using for my own practice here at home here. So padding for your knees. For me, hugely important. I've already had one knee surgery and trying to prevent the next one. So anything we can do to kind of help lessen the pressure on our knees, go ahead and take advantage of that. So grab a blanket or a towel. And if you do not have a yoga block, either try to find a hardback book roughly about the same size here, or small Amazon box. Found those work pretty well and they're pretty easy on hand during a time like this. So go ahead and grab those props, grab a bottle of water, and we'll get started. We'll begin in child's pose. So go ahead, you're going to take the knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together. Allow your head to rest down on the mat and your belly to release in between your thighs. And as you allow your head to rest here down on the mat, your sit bones reaching towards the back of the room, your fingers extending towards the front, head resting down on the mat. Take a moment here just to observe your physical body. This maybe is the first time today, maybe the first time in a couple days, or the first time in a while that you just noticed what is talking today physically within your body. And maybe it's places that feel tense, tight, places where stress has maybe kind of settled. But just take in, notice, and observe this physical whole sense of you here without judgment as best you can. And now notice your breath. We normally take about 28,000 breaths a day, and we don't tend to give a whole lot of thought to many of these breaths unless we're feeling anxious or we're feeling rushed. So take a moment here. Just notice how your breath is in this moment. Maybe today deep and full. Maybe it's feeling more shallow. Or maybe more likely than not, somewhere in between these two extremes. But notice how your breath feels in this very moment. Deep and full or shallow. And then notice the texture of your breath. Is there a roughness to the breath? Does it feel sharp edged today? Or does it feel like it's flowing evenly, like silk or like waves on the ocean here? Or more likely than not, again, somewhere in between these two extremes. And lastly, what's going on up in the head today? Without getting drawn too deeply into the storylines or kind of the movie-like quality of our thoughts, just notice your overall sense here of self. Whether today you feel anxious, whether the thoughts kind of feel rushed, does it feel like they're colliding into one another almost? Or do things feel more relaxed, even just a bit, maybe enough where you can observe even a little bit of space in between your thoughts? Or maybe they feel even more spacious, kind of like clouds floating across the sky. But again, however the landscape of your mind is today, it's completely perfect, and know that you are not your thoughts. Thoughts is what the mind creates, kind of like our mouth secretes saliva. So we're just working to tying and connecting with our body, our breath, becoming less identified with everything going on up here, allowing us to feel a little more grounded, allowing us to feel a little more present, even just for this 45 minutes that we're together. Now let's start to connect with your breath. So begin to draw in a deep full inhale through your nose, filling up all the way to your very fullest point. And then opening the mouth, sigh your breath away, release it all out. Again, take a deep full inhale through your nose, all the way up again to your very fullest point. And again, opening the mouth, sigh your breath away, let it all go. Wonderful. Last time, one more full deep inhale through the nose. At the top of this inhale, retain that in-breath just a little bit longer this round. And then again, release. Sigh your breath away as you let it all out. Now go ahead, seal the mouth. Start to direct the breath through your nostrils, allowing deep full inhales to be drawn in through your nose, and deep full exhales to be released back out through your nose. You might start to notice a slight pause at the top of each inhale, and a slight pause at the bottom of each exhale before beginning that next round here. Kind of a 4-part breath here. Inhale deeply through the nose, filling up all the way to your fullest point, observing that pause at the top. And exhale fully throughout the nose, releasing fully, observing that space at the very bottom. Continue to breathe in this way. And then when you're ready, start to lift yourself up and bring yourself through to a neutral tabletop. Again, padding for your knees, highly recommended here. So go ahead with your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees right underneath your hips, your spine long and straight. Crown of the head's reaching to the front. Your tailbone is reaching to the back. From here, next inhale, tuck the toes, lift the gaze, drop your belly down. And exhale, push the mat away to round as you look at your navel. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the gaze, drop your belly. Exhale, push the mat away, round, look at your navel. Last time, inhale, tuck the toes, lift the gaze, drop your belly. Last time, exhale, push the mat away, round as you look at your navel. And then when you're ready, start to make your way through back to your neutral tabletop. Begin to shift the weight to both of your palms. And on your next inhale, you will extend your right leg out long behind you. Your toes are pointing down. Take a moment to square your hips off so your belly button's drawn in and up, supporting the back of your spine. Crown of the head's reaching to the front. Your tailbone's reaching to the back. We're at this smooth and steady. Deep full inhale here. As you exhale, draw knee to nose and round. Inhale, extending that leg back out. Exhale, knee to nose and round. Last time, inhale, extending back out long. Last time, exhale, knee to nose and round. Okay, from here, your next inhale, extend that leg long behind you. As you exhale, I want you to set that right foot down. Start to rise up onto your left knee as you circle the arms and gaze above your head. Take a deep full inhale here through your nose. As you exhale, I want you to lean towards your right leg, release that right hand down, stretching that left hand all the way over towards the right. You can look up underneath that left armpit. You can look down towards that right foot if that's more easier today. Continue to breathe. Continue to open along that left side here. Staying here, just one more breath. And then your next inhale will extend the arms and the gaze above your head. From here, keeping the arms as is, as if you're holding a giant beach ball in between them, take a deep full inhale here. As you exhale, now start to lean away from your right leg as you extend your arms towards the left. Create a long, almost singular line of energy from your right fingers all the way through your right foot here. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next exhale, you're going to release your left hand back down, followed by the right. Draw that knee back in. Come back to your tabletop, toes tucked behind you. Inhale, lift the gaze, drop your belly. Exhale, push the mat away and round. And then coming back to your neutral tabletop, I'm going to switch sides here. Your next inhale will this time extend your left leg long behind. Again, your toes pointing down, belly button's drawn in and up, supporting the back of your spine once again. Breath is smooth. Breath is steady. Take a deep full inhale here. And then as you exhale again, knee to nose as you round. Inhale as you extend back out. Exhale, knee to nose and round. Last time inhale, reaching back out long. Last time exhale, knee to nose and rounding. Awesome. From here, your next inhale reaches that left leg long behind you. As you exhale, start to spin that hip open. Drop that left foot behind your right. As you kickstand that right knee out, rise up onto that right knee. Arms again extending up above your head here. Deep full inhale here through your nose. As you exhale, lean over towards your left leg as you release your left hand down. From here, that right hand still reaches up and over your head towards the left. Gaze could go underneath that right armpit, or if it's easier, you can look down towards that left foot. Continuing to breathe and be in this space here. Awesome. When you're ready, your next inhale will lift yourself back up. Go ahead, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Imagine again you're holding a giant beach ball in between your hands. Core is engaged. Deep full inhale here. As you exhale, start to lean over towards the right. So again, trying to create a singular long line of energy as you reach out through that left hand, pressing out through the outer edge of that left foot. Continuing to breathe and be in this space here. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. When you're ready, as you exhale, release the right, followed by the left hand back down to the mat. Draw that knee back in, coming back to your tabletop. From here, inhale, tuck the toes, lift the gaze, drop your belly. Exhale, push the mat away and round. One more time, inhale, lift the gaze, tuck the toes, drop your belly. And then as you exhale, start to float the knees, lifting the hips up high, finding your first downward facing dog. In this first down dog, start to pedal out through your feet. Begin to find some movement, gently bending from knee to knee. Maybe shaking the head yes, or shaking the head no here. And then finding some stillness in your down dog. On your next inhale, shifting out towards a high plank and holding here. Belly button is drawn in and up, pressing out through your heels, pressing out through each palm. Breath is smooth. Breath is steady. One more full deep inhale through your nose. As you exhale, lift the hips side away, downward facing dog. Second time. Inhale, shifting yourself back out to that high plank. Again, pressing out through the heels, pressing out through your palms. Belly button's drawn in and up. Don't collapse through the belly here. Back of the neck, back of the shoulders are strong. Deep full inhale here. Exhale again, side away, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Last time. Take an inhale. Shifting back out towards that high plank and holding here. Belly button drawn in and up. Breath is smooth. Breath is steady. One more full deep inhale here. And now as you exhale, drop down to your knees. Untuck the toes as you lower everything down towards the mat. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Zip the insides of your feet towards one another here. With the palms right underneath your shoulders. Your next inhale, start to lift your heart up, pressing the heart forward, finding a low cobra. As you exhale, releasing your heart and chin back down. Second time, inhale, lift back up again, finding that low cobra, hugging and squeezing the elbows in. Exhale again, releasing the head and heart back down. Last time, inhale, rising to lift up. Find that low cobra. This time, if you'd like, float the palms a crack of light above the mat. Still squeeze and hug your elbows in. One more full deep inhale here. And as you exhale, releasing everything back down. From here, tuck your toes behind, pressing into your palms, lifting back up, strong high plank. And then exhale, lifting the hips back up high. Downward facing dog. From down dog, biggest, deepest inhale you've taken in all day. Opening your mouth, sigh that breath out. Next inhale, your gaze will go back up towards your fingers. And then when you're ready, you can hop, step, or just float or walk up towards the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting your heart up halfway. Exhale, folding down over your feet. Your next inhale, reverse swan dive. This time, circle the arms and gaze above your head. And as you exhale, return the hands back towards heart center, finding Samasthiti at the top of your mat. Big toes are together, your heels are slightly apart. Lift up on all 10 toes, spread them apart as wide as you can, and then start from the pinky toes, work your way inwards, releasing all your toes back down. Your hands are just down beside your hips, the palms facing forward. Your sit bones are pressing forward, your tailbone is tucked underneath. Chin is slightly drawn downwards, tucking the chin in here. From here, next inhale, arms and gaze will circle up above your head. And as you exhale, seal the hands together at heart center. If you're the type who likes to set an intention for your practice, now's the time to do so. Or maybe just call to mind something you're grateful for on this beautiful day, something you can guide your breath and your practice towards. And then next exhale, releasing your fingers down beside your hips. Your next inhale, arms and gaze will circle up above your head. As you exhale, start to swan dive as you lead forward with your heart. Next inhale, lifting your chest up halfway. As you exhale, folding down over your feet, plant the hands, and stepping back to your high plank. Your next inhale, shifting out beyond the wrists and beyond the toes here, belly button drawn again, in and up. Deep full inhale through your nose. As you exhale, drop down to the knees, untuck the toes. This time, keep the hips high up in the air as you release your chest and chin down. Your next inhale, slither through, find that low cobra. Maybe you lift a little higher. And then as you exhale, gaze is going to go over your right shoulder. Next inhale, returning the head back to center. Exhale, gaze goes over your left. Inhale, return the head back to center. And then exhale, toes tucked, lifting up high, downward facing dog. Breath is smooth, breath is steady. Deep full inhales and deep full exhales. From down dog, you breathe. Deep inhales here and deep exhales. When you're ready, next inhale, go ahead, lift your right leg up to the ceiling. As you extend out through those toes, start to reach out, find as much length as you can here. You can choose to stay here. If you'd like to go deeper, start to bend that knee, open the hip. Your gaze goes underneath your right armpit. You can rotate through that ankle, one direction, then the next. And next inhale, straightening your hips. As you exhale, draw the knee up to your nose until you can plant that foot up by your right hand. And then from here, find your blanket for your left knee, drop down to your left knee. Next inhale, rising up to a low runner's lunge with the hands on top of that right knee and start to sink a little bit deeper into that knee here. Take a deep full inhale here. As you exhale, drop the hands down beside your hips. Next inhale, arms and gaze will circle up above your head. As you exhale, twist open to the right here. Right hand reaches back, left hand reaches forward. Twice more, inhale, lift the arms and gaze back up. Exhale, twist and open to the side. Great job. Last time, inhale, arms and gaze lift back up. Last time, exhale, open, twisting to the side. From here, inhale, reach your left hand to the front. And as you exhale, set that hand down either to that block, that prop, or just down to the mat on the inside of your right foot. Extend the right hand up to the ceiling. Now, from here, you can keep your back knee down on the mat. If you're ready, like to make this a little more active, go ahead, tuck the toes, float the back knee up off the mat. And then from here, rotating through that wrist, one direction and then the next. Take one more full deep inhale here. And as you exhale, return that right hand down to the mat. From here, when you're ready, stepping back up, downward facing dog. From down dog, deep full inhale here through your nose. Open mouth, exhale everything out. Next inhale, this time go ahead, lift your left leg up to the ceiling. And then from here, start to extend out. Reach out to find as much length as you can here. You can start by bending that knee, opening the hip. Gaze goes underneath your left armpit here. And then your next inhale, go ahead, straighten your hips. As you exhale, draw the knee up to your nose until you can plant that left foot up by your left hand. You're then going to find your blanket again, drop down to your right knee, rise up to that low runner's lunge on the left. From here again, sinking into that left knee, squaring the hips towards the front of the room. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, the hands release down beside your hips. Next inhale, arms and gaze circling above your head. And as you exhale, you're going to twist open to the left. Right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches back. Twice more, inhale, stretch the arms and gaze up. Exhale, twist open again to the left. Last time, inhale, reach the arms and gaze back up. Last time, twist and open to the left. Now from here, inhale, extend that right hand forward. And then as you exhale, again, set that hand down to your block, your prop, as you extend that left hand up to the ceiling. That right hand can just also be flat down on the mat. And then from here, decide if you'd like to keep that back knee down or tuck your right toes, float your back knee up off the mat here to find a little more extension. From here, rotating through that wrist, One direction and then the next. Take one more full deep inhale, extend that left hand up higher. And exhale, release that hand back down to the mat. From here, stepping back to a plank, holding here, deep full inhale through your nose. As you exhale, knees, chest, and chin, or lower down halfway, chaturanga. Next inhale, lifting forward to find upward dog or low cobra if you need it. And exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips up high. Downward facing dog. And you can also set your blanket or your towel off to the side here. Take 3 cleansing breaths here. So deep full inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale everything out. Twice more. One more round. Awesome. From here, next inhale, take the gaze back up to your hands. When you're ready, hop, step, float, or jump back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift your heart up halfway. Exhale, folding down over your feet. This time on an inhale, rise up into your imaginary chair, Utkatasana, as you lift the arms to either sides of your ears. Allow your hips to sink down a little bit deeper here. Take a deep full inhale through your nose. As you exhale, take your arms parallel with your mat here. Imagine you're holding a giant ball in between your hands here. Your gaze is going to go towards your right thumb. Next inhale, go ahead, twist your right arm to the back. As you exhale, swing that right arm forward. Inhale, swing your left arm back. Exhale, swing that left arm forward. Next inhale, go ahead and swing both arms back. Next exhale, swing them forward. From here, next inhale, rise up all the way to stand. Maybe you take a slight back bend here. And then as you exhale, swan dive, leading with your heart. Inhale, lifting your chest up halfway. And then this time, as you exhale, plant your hands and step your left foot to the very back of your mat. Back toes are tucked, back knees floating. Find your high crescent lunge here as you lift yourself up. So in your high crescent lunge, if this is not feeling good today, you can always spin that back foot flat at about a 60-degree angle or so to find your warrior one. Otherwise, in your high crescent lunge, squaring the hips towards the front of the room, right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. From here, deep inhale through your nose. As you exhale, twist open again to the right. Twice more. Inhale, lift the arms and gaze up. Exhale again, twist open to the right. Last time inhale, reach the arms and gaze back up. Last time exhale, twisting open to the right. Awesome. Now from here, next inhale, go ahead, circle the right and the left hand meet up at the ceiling, straighten into that front leg. And then as you exhale, pivot off that back foot, open out to your warrior two. Now in this warrior two, your gaze is out over your middle right finger. For those who like a little more fire in that front quad, go ahead and lift that right heel up off the mat as you press down into the toes. From here, next inhale, straightening the legs, touch the hands above your head. As you exhale, sink again, find your warrior two. Inhale, straightening the legs, hands touch above your head. Again, exhale, sink and find that warrior two. Last time inhale, reaching the hands, touching above your head. Last time exhale, sinking and finding that warrior two. Holding here. Now if you have that heel lifted, you can release it back down to the mat. Take an inhale, extend that right hand forward. And then as you exhale, flip, reversing your warrior here. Sink it a little deeper into that front knee, gaze is up underneath your right armpit. Breath is smooth and steady here. Next inhale will float you back up to warrior two. And as you exhale, windmill the hands all the way down to the mat. From here, stepping back to a plank, taking your vinyasa flow. You can add or subtract any part of this flow as you need so. We'll meet back up in downward facing dog when you're ready. From down dog, deep full inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale everything out. Next inhale, go ahead, lift your left leg up to the ceiling. As you exhale, step your left foot up by your left hand. Rise up to find your high crescent lunge on the left. Again, if this isn't working with your body today, you can modify this by taking that warrior one, spinning that back foot flat, still squaring the hips to the front. Otherwise, with that back heel lifted, back knee floating, arms and gaze lifted above your head here. Take a deep inhale through your nose. As you exhale, open, twist to the left. Twice more. Inhale, arms and gaze lift back up. Exhale, twist open again to the left. Last time inhale, reaching the arms and gaze back up. Last time exhale, twist and open towards the left. All right, from here, next inhale, circle the left and the right hand to meet up at the ceiling. And then as you exhale, pivot off your back foot. Release it down flat. Find your warrior two on the left. Gaze is out over your middle left finger. Option here, floating that left heel up off the mat if you like a little more engagement. Continue to breathe. Next inhale, straighten the legs. Hands again touch above your head. Exhale, sink and find warrior two. Inhale, straightening the legs, touch the hands. Exhale again, sink and find your warrior two. Last time inhale, reach, stretch the legs, touch the hands. Last time exhale, warrior two. This time holding. If you have that left heel floating, you can now release it down. Take an inhale, reaching far to the front. And exhale, flip and reversing your warrior. Find a place to rest your right hand against the back leg. Left arms extended up alongside your ear. Gaze underneath that armpit. Next inhale will lift you up to warrior two. And as you exhale, continue to windmill the hands back down to the mat. From here, stepping back to a plank, you can choose to hold this high plank. You can inhale, shifting out, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale, lifting to find upward dog. And exhale, rolling over the toes, lifting the hips up high, downward facing dog. From down dog, biggest inhale you've taken in all day. Opening your mouth, sigh that breath out. When you're ready, next inhale, gaze is going to go back up towards your hands. And then when you're ready, hop, step, float, or jump back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the heart up halfway. Exhale, folding down over your feet. Next inhale, gentle bend to the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms and gaze circle above your head. And exhale, hands back down to heart center. Awesome. Okay, before we head down to the mat, let's come to find a little bit of balance here. So starting with that right foot, we're going to actually take the left foot, lift up on all five toes, spread them apart, set them back down, pour a little weight onto that leg. And then when you're ready, next inhale, go ahead and take your right knee up into your hands here. Now, from here, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this a little bit better. You're going to keep your left hand on your right knee, and your next inhale, I want you to extend your right arm to the back. Now, you can still be looking towards the front. If you're feeling like you like a little more challenge, you can start to take your gaze maybe towards the side, or maybe continuing until your eyes can find that right thumb. From here, as you hold on to that right knee with the left hand, continue to turn your torso towards the right and continue to breathe here. If it feels like that right hip is hiking up higher than the left, see if you can lower it down just a bit, squaring everything off as best you can. When you're ready, next inhale, go ahead returning both hands back to that knee. And exhale, releasing the hands to your hips. Slowly lower that leg back down. Shake that side out. On to the other side now. So right foot, spreading the toes. Go ahead, pour weight onto that leg. Take the left knee up into your hands here. Take a moment to sit up tall, pressing the heart forward, shoulders are drawn back. And then observe if that left hip is hiking up higher than the right. See if you can lower that hip down, squaring everything off as best we can. All right, from here, you're going to keep the right hand on the knee this time. And when you're ready, next inhale, start to reach your left hand towards the back. Now again, you can keep the gaze reaching towards the front if that feels most comfortable. If you'd like a little more challenge, you can start to follow your gaze maybe towards the side, or maybe take it even further back towards that left thumb this time. Check in with your hips. Check in with your breath. One more deep inhale here. As you exhale, return your left hand back to your knee. Take one more full deep inhale here. And as you exhale, the hands return to your hips. Slowly release that foot back down. And then you can shake everything out. Awesome. We'll meet at the top of the mat. Hands at heart center. From here, when you're ready, I want you to step your feet out a little bit further. Your toes pointing out, your heels facing in. And then when you're ready, start to sink down into your yogi squat here. So as you release your hips down, if this is feeling a little intense, you can take that block, that prop, something to place underneath your sit bones here as you release down. We're not going to be here for that much longer. But if you have your hips floating here, no worries. What we're going to do, you're going to try to press the knees in towards your elbows as you press the elbows out towards your knees here. Coming to our goddess pose here as we find this counter opposing action here. Breath is smooth. Breath is steady. Deep full inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly take your hands behind your hips. If you have that block underneath you, set that block off to the side and lower all the way down to your seat. Extend the legs out long in front. From here, with the legs extended out long in front of you, take an inhale as you circle the arms and gaze above your head. As you exhale, lead with the heart folding down over your feet, reaching for your toes here. Take another deep full inhale and exhale, folding down towards your feet. If today you're reaching for the ankles or the shins, no worries. You're holding on to the bind that suits you best today. So hold on to that bind. Take an inhale as you rise up again halfway. And exhale again, lead with the heart, folding back down over your feet. Try to observe the sensation of your elbows drawing back towards your hips, your head continuing to reach forward towards the front, maybe observing the neck growing longer on either side, maybe the upper torso lifting up and out of your hips as you go a little bit more forward. Here for just a few more breaths, observing and exploring this space here. Take one more full deep inhale here. And as you exhale, release, rise up all the way. You're going to take your hands behind your hips and fan your palms out towards the sides. From here, step your feet in halfway. Now, two options here. We're going to be lifting up 3 times here. If there's anything going on with your wrists, please keep your hips down on the mat. You can still follow along by drawing the elbows behind your back and pressing your heart and chest up to the ceiling here. If it is okay to balance on your wrist, we're going to elevate the hips up into reverse tabletop 3 times here, holding on the 3rd. So when you're ready, next inhale, go ahead, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, releasing everything back down. Second time, inhale, press, lifting back up to the ceiling. Exhale again, releasing all the way back down. Okay, last time, holding on this round. Inhale, lifting the hips back up. If your hips are still down on the mat, you're drawing the shoulders together behind your back, pressing your heart to the ceiling. If your hips are elevated, continue to lift your sit bones up, maybe your head. If it's supported by your neck, can slightly drop back here into your shoulders as you look up at the ceiling. Holding here, another full deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly releasing the hips back down towards the mat. Go ahead, hug the knees in towards your chest, give yourself a squeeze. And then from here, separate the feet. Go ahead, reach the hands to the front of the room. Take a deep inhale here through your nose. And as you exhale with control, start to slowly release all the way down towards your back. Taking your time, and eventually, when you make it all the way down onto your back, allow the knees to fold into your chest. Wrap your arms around and begin to rock it out here side to side. As you come back to center, reach the arms through the insides of your feet. Pardon me, insides of the knees to grab the outer edges of your feet. Finding happy baby here. And if it feels good, you can gently rock this out here side to side, keeping the knees bent. You could also take this with straight legs by straightening one leg or both, or drawing one heel in as you straighten a leg, taking this from one side to the next, whatever feels good to you here. A little bit of playtime. And as you make your way back through to center, go ahead and set the feet flat down on the mat. The feet are about hip-width distance apart. The knees point up to the ceiling here. Next inhale, go ahead, lift your hips up high, finding your first bridge pose. The hands can just be pressed down flat on the mat, just beyond the feet here. And continue to breathe. Deep inhales here through your nose. And deep exhales right back out through the nose. Take one more full deep inhale here. And as you exhale, gently releasing all the way back down. Resist any urge to hug the knees in, just pausing here. Second round, when you're ready, go ahead, inhale, lifting your hips back up to the ceiling for the second time. To go a little bit deeper, you can clasp the hands below your bum. If you take this, press into the back of the head, lift and fold the shoulder blades underneath so that you're on the outer forearms here. And then coming back to your breath. One more full deep inhale here. And as you exhale, release the hands, lowering the hips all the way back down. One more round. When you're ready, next inhale, float the hips back up to the ceiling. And I'll offer a third version here. This will work best if you clasp the hands underneath you first. All right, to go a little bit deeper, next inhale, if you like, shift the weight to the left foot and extend your right leg up to the ceiling. As you press those toes up high, press that left foot down to the mat, feeling that extension and that counter posing action here. Take a deep full inhale here if that leg is lifted. And as you exhale, release that foot down, transfer the weight to the other foot, and extend your left leg up high. You can release down out of your bridge pose at any point. If you're still following along with me, take one more full deep inhale here. And as you exhale, release your left foot down. From here, lift the heels up high, release the clasp of the hands. Deep inhale here. And as you exhale, start from the upper part of the back, releasing down the length of the spine. As soon as your hips touch the mat, draw the knees in, wrap the arms around, and rock it out here side to side. As you come back to center, the knees stay up into the chest. The arms come out to a T or a cactus. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, allow your knees to fall to the right as your gaze goes over your left shoulder. You can prop those knees up with a block if you need. Continue to breathe and gaze over that left shoulder. Deep full inhales and deep full exhales. When you're ready, next inhale, float your knees back up to center. And then when you're ready, next exhale, the knees drop to the left, gaze goes over your right. Coming back to your breath. Coming back to this moment here. Awesome. When you're ready, next inhale, go ahead and lift the knees back up to center. Wrap the arms around, gently rocking it out here side to side. And as you come back to center, holding the knees in towards your chest, take a deep full inhale here through your nose. As you exhale, draw knees to nose, nose towards your knees as you squeeze out all that air. And then when you're ready to invite Shavasana, begin to extend the legs towards the outer edges of your mat. The hands releasing down beside your hips as you prepare for Shavasana, your final resting pose of today's practice. So within this Shavasana, allow your body to become very, very heavy, as if you're sinking down into the mat. And that mat, kind of like a magic carpet, rising up to meet you here and support you. Bring a sense of lightness, yet a sense of grounding here. Let go of any control of your breath, allowing each inhale to come and each exhale to go. Like waves on the ocean once again. Nowhere else to go, nowhere else to be but here and now. start to bring some awareness back to your breath. Allowing your inhales and your exhales to start to grow larger, deeper, and fuller here, until eventually your breath returns back to its original rising and falling. And then when you're ready to invite movement back into the body, start to gently rotate through the wrists and the ankles, maybe gently rocking the head from ear to ear. And then starting to rotate back into wrists and ankles. Begin to extend out through the arms and the legs when you feel ready. If it feels good, you can stretch out tall and long, finding the largest, tallest version of you. And then your next exhale draws the knees in towards your chest, wrapping your arms around, holding yourself in the biggest and best of all hugs here, that of your own. And holding yourself in gratitude here for taking time out of your Wednesday, investing in your practice here. Some time just for yourself, free from everything else you have going on, place where you can connect with your true self, whatever that might mean to you. When you're ready, releasing down to whatever side calls to you the most. Press that lower hand to the mat until you can lift yourself back up. We'll meet in a comfortable cross-legged seat, hands at heart center, eyes softly closed. Take a moment here to again observe your breath, your body, the landscape of the mind. And observe how you feel a little more grounded, a little more connected, a little more at peace with this present moment here. If you set an intention at the beginning of class, or again, holding that moment of gratitude in your mind, take another full deep inhale here, filling up all the way, and releasing the chin to your heart. Sigh the breath away as you release it all out. Thank you so very much for joining me on this day. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I hope you'll continue to join me for others. And also for Wheat Ridge residents, starting June 24th, next Wednesday, 7 a.m. at Anderson Park, I will be leading an outdoor class, the first in-person class that I have led in a couple months here. Again, it is open to Wheat Ridge residents only. More information will be available on the Wheat Ridge Recreation Center's website, rootedinfun.com. So check that out in this coming week. Classes will require pre-registration. They'll be limited to 9 participants, so classes will fill up quick. Again, that's going to be next Wednesday at 7 a.m. So we'll be at Anderson Park. Again, check the website out for more information. Hope to see you there. Also, if you enjoy this class, please check out my website, randyevansyoga.com. I'd love to see you for one of my other opportunities. Thank you again for joining me this day. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day.